Aussie Crawl on Sydney's 104.9 Triple M. It's the Grill Team at 19-7 for the 2017 NRL Telstra Premiership Final Series. More chances for you to win your way in to the hottest ticket in Sydney, the No BS Grand Final Lunch. All the ways you can win listed at triplem.com.au. We're going to put someone else on the list at 8 o'clock this morning.
Hot potato, hot potato. Hot potato, hot potato. Salad. Yummy, yummy.
Well, the Wiggles manager, Paul Field, is not only dedicated to putting a smile on kids' faces, and done that with all our kids, but also telling the stories of servicemen and women who struggle after faced with disaster. And we've got a new book called Gimme Shelter. Well, it does just that, and we welcome Paul Field to the Grill Team. How are you, mate?
Great, thanks. Good to be here, guys.
Now, how does a man who's, started the Wiggles, Cockroach, all that, end up doing this type of book?
Well, actually, I've been managing the Wiggles for 20 years now, but just prior to that, I worked at a Royal Commission into the New South Wales Police Service, and guys I work with there ended up doing things overseas, and the guy I worked closely with was in Afghanistan. His name's David Savage, and he was the target of a suicide bomb attack, and a 12-year-old boy had 8 kilos of explosives strapped to him and was sent towards David and detonated, just vaporised the child. Poor David was thrown 10 metres up in the air, and he's currently in a wheelchair, so it's really... So I heard about what happened to him. I visited him in St Vincent's, and he told me about an organisation that helped him called Soldier On. And I got to meet a lot of the vets that they'd helped. And from that, I just thought, God, they've got amazing stories that need to be told. But also this way I could, through donating some royalties from the book, help out Soldier On as well. So, yeah.
Well, bravo for you for writing such a book. But I suppose we know you mostly. I saw you at Blacktown Workers in about 1985 as the lead singer of Cockroaches.
Absolutely.
And you were just...
Speaking of traumatic incidents.
But I'll tell you, I would never in a million years envisage we'd be standing here in 2017 and I'd be interviewing that bloke up on stage who's just rocking the house with his brother and his mates who are just having the time of their life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fun to watch.
Oh, we had a ball. We kind of rode the last wave of the pub rock era in. It was an awesome time to be in a band, and we had way too much fun, and it was great. And you could play every night of the week, and sometimes multiple times in the week. So it was great.
There was a night. It was the Abbotsleigh Formal 1986, somewhere in the city, and you guys were playing, and it was one of the highlights of it. But all our dates left us and went straight up to the front, and were looking
At the lead singer.
Human.
at the lead singer. Like,
They're only human, mate. They're only human.
how did you cope with that? Maybe not so much the
Or
young
how
girls at school,
did
but
Jeff cope with it as well?
Mate, very well. All I'll say to that is it's funny that I can't remember when the slide guitarist from Rose Tattoo, right, big beefy guy. He's no longer with us, but I saw him at the Graphic Arts Club one night, and he came up to me and he went, "Mate, I want your audience." So we get bikies, we get...
What about that? Because you're in the Cockroaches, right?
Yeah.
And, and Anthony and everyone's there, and you got Jeff, and all of a sudden, look, let's face it, it's the groupie situation, the young girls getting crazy at the front.
Yeah.
And then you make the transition into the Wiggles.
Yeah.
Now,
The groupies changed.
Everything changes to a certain degree there. I mean, is it mums then throwing
Yeah.
themselves at you?
Well, it's,
No,
it's like the mums who watch you as Wiggles now have kids.
Well, it's
Or grandmothers.
Cockroaches.
the focus changes, gents. Okay?
Yes.
The focus changes.
Of course.
And there's an off switch that you just turn there. So it's they're very busy, but no, it's very different.
At one stage, I don't know if you still are, but you were our biggest artist ever to leave these shores.
Yeah.
All our kids have grown up with you back in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there was another carnation of Wiggles that have taken the new generation to the next level.
It's fantastic, and I occasionally writing notes to them. You're making history, and it's true. Like children who once saw the Wiggles now bring their kids. Actually, our first live video at the Seymour Centre, Wiggle Dance, we cut to the audience a couple of times. And at one stage we cut there, and there's Emma, who's now the Yellow Wiggle, with her sister dancing in the audience. Like,
Oh,
wow.
stop it.
Yeah.
So it's great.
That's 6 years since she's joined.
That's correct.
I couldn't believe her, because they came in originally when they first changed it all up.
They did too.
And it's like, how do you change it so much? Was that a big call for you to make, to go with a girl and also just not keep up with the blokes that we all fell in love with?
Yeah, no, it's life happens. So Jeff was almost perhaps never going to wake up at one stage. He had a heart problem, and so Anthony, who created
Great last name, Jeff.
This is an Aussie immigration quick story. His actual name was Kwong Singh. And when they went through immigration, you know, long time ago, the guy behind went, yeah, nah, and just changed it to fat.
You're joking.
Not joking. Not joking. It's true.
Wow. Why not Jones or Smith? Fat. Hey, Paul,
And double T.
of all the gigs they've ever done of the week, who's the biggest celebrity you've ever had at a gig?
I'll say this because I was there, but I still think it's the same. We're playing the Beacon Theatre in New York City where the Stones shot one of their live videos with Scorsese. We're going, wow, this is amazing. Jerry Seinfeld's in the audience, all that kind of stuff. But we get a call and it said, Robert De Niro would like to come with his partner and son to the show. Is that possible? And I literally said to the tour manager, I would kick my grandparents out for God's sake. Bring him down.
So he came down. Did he meet the band and stuff
Oh,
after as well?
100%.
So he was
Well,
gentleman.
also in America, unions aren't very strong, except in Manhattan, where they're kind of like the Sopranos, right?
Right.
So you have to go on time, da-da-da. So
Wow.
they had to get on, and, he wasn't still there. So I did a very selfless thing. I said, I'll meet him. You guys go on stage, right? So we then took him to a seat, and I got to say, watching it, he was like, Max Cady out of Cape Fear. He was literally studying them, eating popcorn.
Wow.
That wags the dog.
Captain Feathersword.
You're good. You're good.
You're good, Captain Feathersword.
But
you're
you
good.
got to meet them after, which was a mind blowing.
unreal.
That's great.
Don't
Well,
tell me about a fucking hot potato.
A fruit salad with far too much fucking sugar.
Gimme Shelter is a book, but we've loved having you in, Paul.
Yeah,
Thanks
good
a lot.
Thanks,
mate.
guys.
We
Thanks a lot.
appreciate it.